It's a crazy story. When I was really young, which was, I believe, in 1902, I worked in the fiction department of Mademoiselle magazine. I was the person who read the 10,000 manuscripts I got every year to try to find 12 to publish. And it was a very useful learning experience for me, because I found out that there are people, a lot of people want to write. Some can't write the way out of a wet paper bag. Some write beautiful sentences but have no story sense. And some have excellent story sense, but their prose is not that good. And it is not that often that the story sense and the prose comes together, I didn't think, from my experience there. And it made me know that I was like, I have no business writing a novel, because I was really young. I had I had some life experience, not enough life experience. And I just didn't think I was that good. To have to, because I don't know if you know this, but there are a lot of pages in the novel. Yeah. Many, many. I hate to be the one to tell you this. And just the thought of like doing all that, I just didn't feel like I had it in me. So I was a magazine writer for a long, long time. And then I had children. And they're very time consuming, these children.
Yes.
So, but then also, you learn so much from them. So anyway, my daughter was 10 years old. I was 50. And she was reading To Kill a Mockingbird for school. And I hadn't read it since I was 13. And so I thought, well, I'll read it while she reads it, and we'll have a beautiful sharing mother-daughter conversation about it, which never happened. So, but the interesting thing about it is, I don't know if you've read any of the books you read when you were 13 lately.
Yes, some of them aren't so hot.
Well, some of them are so hard, and some of them you don't know what they were about. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't understand that, like, Catcher in the Rye Survivors Guild. When I read it this time, I was like, oh my God. And like, oh my gosh, the Hemingway one, The Sun Also Rises. I was like, oh, he's impotent. Because when I read it when I was 13, I was like, what's the problem? Why can't they get together? Like, I just did not get it. So anyway, because I had reread the reading To Kill a Mockingbird started me reading all these other books that I had not understood when I was young. And when I was reading, I was thinking about that when walking down my block, and I was like, and I had two kids who were, I guess they were around middle school age, maybe not quite yet. And I was walking down my block and I thought, oh, Boo Radley must be on the autism spectrum. Because when we were young, and I mean me, because you're still young, people didn't know what it was. And, but then my next thought was, oh my God, that character's always been in fiction. And because I had kids, my very next thought was, well, it's a lot easier to write that character than it is to raise one. And then I thought, well, that would be kind of an interesting book. I don't think that book exists. No, I think I'm going to write that magazine writer forever. And the nice thing about magazine writing is that you have to churn it out in order to make a living. So I had learned not to be precious about my writing, and it's not, I'm not that brilliant to write the beautiful sentences where you're like, oh, so it sort of saved me from that. So, but that's how I've learned good habits. And while I was, you don't even have to talk to me, I'll just go on for hours. But I had a teacher when I was really young named Richard Yates, who wrote Revolutionary Road and Easter Parade and a bunch of incredibly beautiful, unbelievably depressing novels. And there's a long story of why this happened, but I had read recently, when I was about 50, I read a biography of him. And he had said that when he was 14, he decided he wanted to be a writer. So he typed the entire Great Gatsby just to internalize the rhythms of a novel. And I was like, oh, that's so brilliant. That's what I'm going to do. Because I had to teach myself how to write a novel. I mean, I didn't know. I sort of had an inkling, mainly that it was bad, going to be hard.
I'd probably be lazy and do like Peanuts or something. But,
Exactly. Well, and it's funny because I read a bunch of books when I was revving up to do it, all the ones I'd read when I was 13, and I'd read other books that I thought, this is a terrible book. How did this book get published? And then one day I went, oh wait, I know how it got published. They finished it. Step one, finish it. So then I took my favorite book, which is a book called Bel Canto by Ann Patchett.
Yeah.
And I had a little notebook and I wrote down everything that happened on every page. And my book is not like that at all, but it really helped me see, oh, well, this character's coming in now to do this, and this is their purpose. It was super helpful. And so that was what I did to teach myself how to write a book. And then I just sat down, and my husband used to call me Iron Ass because Nixon in law school that was his nickname. Because Richard Nixon had realized I'm not the most charming and I'm not the most intelligent, I'm not the most handsome person in this law school, but the one thing I can do is sit longer than anybody else. So his nickname in law school had been Iron Ass, which my husband gave to me. So I was able to make myself finish it, which I think is really, seems obvious, but you really have to do it. So. It's available in all bookstores. It's a paperback, which is super beautiful. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it as an audiobook.
Please subscribe so my dad can make more videos like this. Thank you.